Hey, hey, Reb here, Rebecca. Ready?
Just not Becky.
And Albert. And Poppy. And today, let's do a plant tour, new place tour. I'm finally done moving, over 200 plant tour. How about that? And it's gonna be shaky because somewhere is my connector for my camera to my gimbal, and I don't know where. I really hope it's in the last tiny little box of stuff, because otherwise I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna be hand holding this, and I am shaky. So you can probably already tell that it's shaky, and it could get worse. Oh, I don't know, but my arm's already tired. And everything hurts and everything's tired, so it's probably gonna get worse. But let's go room by room and do a little tour here, and I'll show you how everything did in the move. I was gonna vlog, you know, the rest of it and make it a part 2, but I couldn't, I just needed to get everything done. It was too hard. But this has been the longest, most stressful month that I've had in a very, very, very long time. A very long time. The last 28 days have been horrendous, but they're done. I just closed the door on the old place, leaving my keys and the garage door opener, and gave a big old to that place, let me tell you. So we're done. There's only a handful of things that need to be put away here yet, and otherwise it's mostly done. So I have today and tomorrow off, and let me tell you, I'm gonna sit on my butt when we're done here. I'm gonna edit this video and mostly sit on my butt because I'm really tired and sore. I'm 47 years old and my back and my knees can't handle this. Okay, let's go look at things, okay? Okay, bye. Okay, so this is the living room, and I'll give you a little scan over this. Now, this apartment is the biggest apartment I've ever had. The total square footage is 1,500 square feet. It is an old converted wire factory, and it's an old building, very old, and it's pretty awesome. So over here by the balcony door, I've got my big, let me just give you some lighting here. Fortunately, it's a super overcast day, so I should be able to show you everything in the windows okay. I've got my big fun Monstera deliciosa, which has grown so fast. Then I've got my philodendron giganteum, which is getting giganteum. Got that from Houseplant Heather not all that long ago, and it was a baby plant. And then on these tension rod shelves that I got, which are amazing and are supposed to hold 50 pounds, and they do, I have my big Cebu blue, which is doing great. And then on this double macrame hanger I made, I've got this really cool little Hoya Pusilla, which sounds dirty, also from Houseplant Heather. And my little dogtail cactus, which I got as tiny cuttings, but is doing great. And then here I've got some Aglaonema, which I got at Aldi a long time ago, and I never watered or anything, and it was stuck in a dark corner behind some stuff at the old place, and I forgot I had it, but it was still alive, so I brought it along because I figured it's a survivor, right? And into my favorite area with these brick walls. Oh, let me get the light. Okay, I added some light. So with these brick walls, this is my favorite spot. Now in my old place I had my sitting room, which was where I spent all my time because it was where my favorite plants were, and I kind of lost having that own space of mine. But this is kind of my area. So here is my little terrarium, vivarium with my land snails, and this little rattlesnake calathea. And then next to my little mailman gnome, I've got my string of turtles terrarium. If you got a string of turtles and you don't know what to do with it and you're struggling, just put it in a jar because it goes crazy. See? It goes crazy. Okay. Then my Syndapsis exotica is here. My Hoya bilobata. Oh boy, that's right on top now, isn't it? My Hoya bilobata, which I've cut so many times and is doing fantastic. And my penis cactus. This one's growing. Growing. Grow. Grow. Show them how you grow. Okay. This sea hibiscus is amazing, isn't it? They're just the coolest plants. They come out red and then they turn bright green and then they go to a darker variegated green. It's like backwards from most things. Usually things come out bright green and then they go darker green, and then in the fall they go red. So it's like backwards, right? That's so cool. That's another houseplant heather thing. And then I have my favorite jade, which I absolutely love. That started out as a teeny tiny cutting from a friend, and now it's getting big. The size of the trunk is humongous in there. Okay. Geez, everything's houseplant heather. I got this one from her a long time ago. It's a Euphorbia millie, Starry Night. The colors on this are incredible. So pretty. And then my Tata cactus. Oh yeah, baby. And then I love my grape leaf cissus. And I'm trying to get her to grow up the brick. So hopefully she'll do that. And I'm trying to do the same thing with my Adansonii. Over here under my Syndapsis, I've got my Gloriosum baby living in this little terrarium house, which has done well for me on many things. Look at, she's finally getting a big leaf. That was from Stacia. And then down there is just, well, it was a variegated peperomia. There's a couple of variegated leaves. But no matter how much light, actually the more light I gave it, the less variegation it got. And then here, it's just a huge cacti garden. This got thrown around in the move. This was a cacti terrarium that was growing out of here. Cacti and succulent. It got thrown around. I need to fix that. And then a really ugly old, I believe this one actually is a Christmas cactus. and not a Thanksgiving cactus. And then here is my beautiful Brazil, and this one I'm training to go up the brick also. And then I've got my embroidery that my daughter Libby made for me. Down here are a couple of little memorial rocks I made for pets I've lost. That is Rolly's footprint, paw print. And that is actually Mario, a bearded dragon. That's actually his paw print also. And then I've got my gorgeous Jose. This is the newest leaf. And there's another little tiny baby one coming. And then look at this burl marks. Both of these were gifts. The newest one, it's still trying to harden off. My Standuliana, which still hasn't done anything except for sit here and look pretty. This little Reptiles I grew from seed. It's kind of cool, huh? I grew the seeds in my arrow garden and then transferred them over to soil. And then my Birkins babies that were a gift are doing very, very well. Check that out. And then this beautiful goldfish plant that I got again as a gift is doing fantastic. It's grown so much. And then this one is my oak leaf cissus, which is starting to get bigger too. And then above it, here is one of my string of hearts. That's my original one with the beautiful pink backs, which you can't see in this light. And then here I have my two string of pearls. This is the regular one. And then this one is the variegated one. It's got some really nice pink happening on the new growth. So this stuff is all under my transformer light, and then this stuff is under the Mars Hydro light. And then here is the big mama, my huge monster rickrack, and she's been doing amazing. She's got a bunch of new fronds, leaves, whatever you would call them. Like this one's new, that one's new, there's a bunch of them. So that is what's happening over here on the brick wall. And then here is my begonia shelf, minus my pink princess that I left when I did my pink princess chopping video, the last video. That's the bottom part that I'm leaving. And then up here is just a propagation of a couple of things that is just sitting there. The rest of this is my begonias. So this all sits with just these LED strip lights on each shelf that are just zip ties up, and then my humidifier sits here, it's not on right now, and it blows its steam, and the steam lands directly on these two begonias, which is why I don't have to keep them in terrariums or cloches, and they thrive. So this is my Milano Bellata, and then my Amphioxus. So they're doing fantastic, even though they're not in cloches or terrariums, because the humidifier steam lands directly on them normally. So up here, I don't drop it, is my begonia. Oh God, I'm totally gonna drop it. Red Planet. Oh geez. It's kind of pretty. I have bad associations with that one, I think. And then, oh, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Oh, got it. Back there is a cutting of a really cool one that I don't know the name. Oh, wait, no. Do we have a tag in that? Nope, sure don't. And it is dry as a bone. Oh my gosh, it is ridiculously dry. Okay, so the pot is so light and the leaves are so thin. I let my begonias, for the most part, totally dry out, and then I soak them like anything else. This is my leaf propagation of the dark mambo that I never get right. Will you please focus on this and not everything else? It likes to focus on the floor in here. But there you go. Okay. And then the one in the fish and the one back there are the same plant, and I love them. It's I think it's some variety of a beefsteak, which I like to call beefcakes. And it was a leaf cutting too, and it's got really pretty bright backs and that beautiful lime green color. Both of those were leaf cuttings. And then back there is my actual beefsteak, beefcake, and it's getting big. And that was also a leaf cutting. And then this was a leaf propagation. And then this is a leaf propagation I got from Pam at Pammy's Planty Things, and I'm wearing her shirt right now. You should check out her merch. And I think it was like fireworks, maybe? Oh, I don't remember. And then this was one that was also a propagation from my friend Sue, and I don't remember the name. This gorgeous baby is my tiger paw begonia. Look at how full this thing is. It blows me away. It's like so dense. I mean, you can't see how it's all baby leaves in there. I just repotted that. The stunner is my Marmaduke. And then, of course, the amazing Amphioxus. Ugh, it's a dream. I got that from the Heart-Shaped Leaves prop shop. And then we all know this out of this world BDSM begonia. Ugh. More of that same dark mambo, and then this is the mini mo, another dark one, but it stays miniature. Ugh, with a gross sticky pot. And then I don't know the name of this one, but it was also a leaf I got from someone, my friend Sue, I think. And this is starting to bloom yet again. It's the begonia Penny Lane. It's spelled L-A-H-N, so I never really understand how to say it, but I think it's just Penny Lane. But the leaves have that purple background, or backside. Oh my god, I'm tired. And then these clusters of blooms come out, and they're so pretty. Okay, and then the bottom shelf, look at that! Look at that! That's my begonia racinifolia. I put pictures of that on Instagram all the time because I love it so much. Get down here. It's got stems that look like candy canes to me. Fuzzy candy canes. Can you see? It just swirls up. That red fuzz swirls up like a candy cane. And then the back of the leaves are also red and fuzzy. Ugh. So cool. And they get humongous. It's called Racinifolia begonia immense, and it's immense. And then this beautiful one is begonia yellow jacket. It's a Steve's Leaves begonia, just starting to bloom yet again. Love that one. The leaves get massive. Some are really dark, some are colorful. This cool one is a piggyback begonia, and I don't remember what the actual scientific name is, but they get these little leaves on top of the big leaves. Super cool. And then my Immaculata Whitey Eye is blooming again. This is the short side, the other side is even longer. That started out as 2 tiny plugs, little barely rooted plugs. And then I never remember the name of this big one either that also was a cutting. Oh my gosh, Cat Stevens is singing to me. Spam risk. Should we answer it? Let's answer it. Hello, this is Rebecca. Hello? Oh, you don't want to talk to me? They hung up. All right, so that was, oh, and then there's one last one. I love this begonia. However, I think all of these leaves are like totally bleached out, so I think it just grew so much that it was too close to my lights. It doesn't have pests or anything, so I just moved it over here. Okay, that's that for the, oh, and then that little peperomia. Okay, next room. All right, so if we turn around from my living room, hey guys, into the, what is supposed to be the dining room and kitchen, I have all of these super deep windowsills, and that's where I have a ton of plants. This side of the living room is just my reptiles. I'm gonna say hi to Rainbow. Hi, Rainbow. And Sherbert. Yeah, hi Sherbert. You're sleepy. And yes, okay, so back over here. In this first one, up here, I'll have to try to get some light for you again. Up there is my lemon lime neon whatever philodendron coming down. So pretty. Just their colors are just so gorgeous, aren't they? Just love it. Okay. And then here is my other string of hearts. This is the weird unicorn one that puts out different kinds of leaves. Like it's put out variegated leaves that are completely pink and white, and then it's put out dark leaves. It's put out totally silver leaves. It makes no sense. It blooms all of the time. So it's hanging all the way down there. I cut it constantly. And then back behind it is just a cool syngonium. I don't know what it is. I dug it out of the ground in the university greenhouse. And then back here is my ZZ Raven. And then here is my little strawberry begonia. They're just so pretty. I bought this as 3 teeny tiny little fairy garden plants, and they've grown really fast. And they started putting out their little babies really quickly. And then lastly is one of my 2 Pilea peperomoides. And you know what? I learned a trick from Pam, from Pammy's Planty Things. She told me, put it in a plastic pot because it never did anything and it always looked a little rough. Sure enough, as soon as I put it in a plastic pot, it started sprouting out babies and looked so much better. So I guess the trick for these guys is a plastic pot. It's the weirdest thing. I always had them in terracotta. All right, so then we've got this window over here. Just another deep windowsill. Up on top I have this syngonium. I don't know what kind it is, but it's got these really pretty pink and green leaves. Some of them are really light. This was another one I dug out of the ground at the greenhouse, and it just hangs down. The idea was that it would cover that cord, but once I put the light in, it just curled right back up, so it stopped covering the cord. And then my big Miranda, which you're not getting a really good view of. Of course, you're getting a view of the only two really bad leaves. This Miranda has been with me for a really long time, and it's a really pretty one, and I've had no trouble with it, and I've propagated it a lot. And if you could see the top, you'd see it's really full. It's dry right now. Everything seems to be dry. I cannot believe how much faster things dry out in this apartment. It's like twice the watering. It's the weirdest thing. Some sort of Pilea, I think. I don't know the name on it, and I know it's like a pretty common one, and I cannot remember it. I was told Pilea, like red stem, when I bought it, and I know that's not it. But you all know what this is. It's a common plant. I used to never water it, like maybe once every 2 months. And it kept hanging around, so I kept it. Look! This was a one stem, nice long stem, but one stem cutting when Pam gave it to me. And I cut it all up in 1 or 2 leaf pieces and propagated it. And now look at this thing. How gorgeous is that? Ugh. Love it so much. Ugh. And then this is my mystery monstera. Also got it cuttings off of a plant, and didn't know exactly what it was. We think it's a Borsiana, yeah, you know, Monstera B-word. That's what I like to call it. And look, all of a sudden, it's got a new sprout, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's doing well. And then my Micans is doing very well. Those velvety leaves. They're so pretty. Love them. And then more Syngonium. This one, I guess, white butterfly? I don't know. I've taken a couple cuttings off of that. I just think it's cool with the dark, kind of like army looking variegation on them. And then some of them are really white. The newer one. Some of them are super white. They're just cool. And then this was my very first Syngonium, and it's just a one little stem cutting that I was given, I think, at a plant swap. And that's what started my love for Syngonium. So that's that window. I can't bring my light over this far, but up here is a little heart leaf. Oh boy, I wish I should. I'm gonna go get my light. Okay, on this window, way up here is a little just green heart-shaped philodendron. I didn't have one at that time, so my friend Dylan gave me a little cutting, and it's grown really fast. Back there is that Sansevieria. I can never remember its name. I'm not going to remember it right now. This is a type of philodendron. I don't know the name. It's not a heart-shaped philodendron. I cannot remember its name. And then, oh yeah, another Syngonium back there. Okay, and then here, try to give it a little light, is the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which is doing okay. It's starting to get some new growth here on some of the cuttings that I took off of the top and replanted. So it should start getting nice new vines. I did that in a couple of places here. For some reason, which I do not understand, it stopped growing at the top. It used to grow constantly, like so fast. And then when I cut it a couple of times, it just suddenly stopped growing. It puts out these insane aerial roots constantly. But then I cut it and now nothing. It put out aerial roots but no more growth on either stem. But at least it is down here now, so that's good. Yeah. And then next to that is my beautiful philodendron silver sword, which has been the easiest and most quick growing philodendron. I just love it. And look at this. Uh-oh, not gonna get a good view of that. Sorry, but they are, oh, I knocked over a gnome. Here, maybe I can show you better. Yeah, there you go. Look, it's just gorgeous. Love it. That was from Gabriella Plants. So it's doing amazing. It's always got something new happening. One there. It's just, I love that thing. Ooh, okay, and back here is my upright lemon lime philodendron, which I got as a cutting from my friend Dylan. And my black cardinal philodendron, also got as a cutting from my friend Dylan. And then here is my other Pilea peperomoides, which this one almost died last winter. It lost 30 leaves within like a couple of weeks. And again, Pam told me to put it in plastic, so I did. And now, look, yellow leaf. Get rid of that. And now look, it's all doing fantastic. Big and fantastic. Okay, that's that window. Last window. I don't have a light in this one, and it's the darkest window, so I put my moonshine sansevieria here, and then my big huge fern that I dug up all those little ferns from the greenhouse ground under the benches. So that's that window, and then there's my door. So, oh, one more thing in this area is my vivarium for Kevin, my crested gecko. And she was the only tragedy, the only casualty. She was not a casualty. I can't say she's not a casualty. She's alive. My only issue with the move, all the plants survived. There were no breakage. There was no, oh, I'm tired. There was no breakage except on any of the plants. The only breakage, she dropped her tail. She was so scared in the move that she dropped her tail. So now she's a frog butt. But everything in here is growing like mad. So I have a peperomia in here that's really big. I've got a schefflera. I've got a few scheffleras in there that are huge. Cuttings from one of mine that I popped in there. There's obviously spider plant in there that's going crazy. Back there is another lemon lime philodendron. There's snake plants in there, a couple of cuttings from, or a separation from one of my old sansevierias. And then there's some dracaena down in there too, which I can't show you right now. And Kevin is hiding. Where is she? I'd show her. Kevin, where are you? She's not in her normal spots. Oh, she's way back there. Let's see if I can. She's way back there. Yep. Okay. Oh, and then I have another bigger green heartleaf philodendron. So that's that. And then this is my kitchen, which is also huge. and the only planty thing that I've done in here is that I put my propagation station that I built up there and just put some cuttings in it that can live up there. So that's what I did there. I painted that guitar, and then I put some planty things up there too. And that's that. It's always a gnome fest in my house because I'm gnome obsessed. And then there's some plant stuff over here. This is, where's Nikolai? Are you in here? Oh yeah, he's back in his hidey hole. Okay, so this is where Nikolai lives. I've got my two little path of orchids, and then one of my big terrariums, which, as always, is doing phenomenal. I don't touch that or do anything to it, and haven't since I built it a really, really long time ago, and it's phenomenal. Okay, so that's that, and those are the empty bins and the stuff for storage and stuff for plants that I need to figure out where the heck it's gonna go. So this is the main area, and I have one shrimp alive in there. It survived the apocalypse, so I call her Beyonce. Okay, let's go hit another room, just the bathroom and my room. We'll leave the girls' room alone. So then you walk from the main area this way and you get to the bedrooms and the bathroom. So here is where I'm going to have my arrow garden set up, which I'm going to do today probably. Got some of my camera collection down here. If you didn't know, I am a photographer. I've had my business in place for like 17 years, but I did my first paid gig when I was 15. My first wedding when I was 19. My dad had a darkroom in our basement, and he taught me everything I know, and I miss him dearly. That was one of his special cameras. And this camera, Minolta X700, is the camera I learned on, my first real one, and I have tattooed on my arm with his name in it in there as a memorial to him. One of my macrames, and then the bathroom, which is humongous. So here's a problem. So in my old place, I was crammed. Like, I got rid of some plants because I was too full. But in this place, I actually need some more plants because I've got like all of the plants on this side because I've got the amazing windows. But then it's like plants, 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 no plants. No plants, no plants, no plants. A couple plants. I need some kind of green over here to balance it out because it looks stupid, but I don't have any like medium to low light plants over here. And I have the same problem in my bathroom. I need some more. Okay, so anyway, here we are. I'll show you the windows first. So this is south facing, but they're frosted windows. And I supplement everything with lights. You probably saw every window had lights because there's outlets everywhere out there. But of course in this big bathroom, there's only one. And I can't run a cord anyhow over to here to this really cool shelf. And I've got all this room for plants, but I really need some low to medium light plants. On a sunny day, it is very bright in here. I just tossed in a cutting that I had rooting forever, just sitting, hanging on a wall of my Maranta. You can see now how beautiful this Maranta is. I don't know what it is about that one. One of my many spider plants. This one is always throwing out tons of babies and flowers. Here I have one of my many epiphyllums, my epiphytes, my jungle cacti. I love them so much. Here I have one of a baby rickrack. This was my first one. And oh And I have dirt all over the floor now. Oh, I just ordered saucers. They just came in, so I'll be able to stabilize everything. That's dirt on the floor. Some really cool bromeliad kind of thing. It's just so pretty, isn't it? That was also dug out of the ground underneath the greenhouse benches. And then a pretty ratty looking burgundy ripple peperomia, but they look pretty together. And then up here is my big Cissus quadrangularis, which was cuttings. So that's that. But I had planned on this being pretty much a plant shelf, and I don't have really any plants for it. Okay, so in this window, I've got this planter that my girls and I made together at a paint your own pottery shop. We did the tray joint effort, and then we each did our own planter. This was mine. That's my penis cactus. And then this one was Amelia's. And this one was Libby's. It says be happy. Be. Okay, anyway, here I have Hoya australis. That was another one from Houseplant Heather that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And then my night blooming cactus, which is growing very well. I love how wild it is. I found that at Marketplace like a long time ago. It was much smaller and it was like $5. A couple of little baby cacti. This aloe, they're two little babies that came from my massive aloe plant that I got when it was not massive for my twins' funeral, which was 18 years ago. These two babies are the only survivors. That cactus, or that aloe was so huge that eventually it just snapped. But I had it for, I don't know, 12 years. They don't grow, and they've almost died a million times, but they're doing pretty well. And then this is a very, very cute fuzzy peperomia of some sort. It's very adorable. Get some light on it. Some nice yellow light. Ooh, those light bulbs are awful. And then up on top, I have another aloe, the pot I painted. And then that is a couple of cuttings of a little Sansevieria cylindrica. My baby variegated jade, that was a cutting given to me in a plant, or it was in a plant swap. And then my bigger variegated jade, which has grown a ton. I put it outside this summer and it grew a lot. It's so pretty when you can see it in better light. It's very rosy pink in all these different spots. I love it. Back here are just a couple of cacti and a little baby crimson queen. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's that window. And then this, that's one of my paintings from my senior show in college, watercolor. It's a 3D painting. And then this very cute, I'm right in the light, very cute little bumpy Horthia. And then my big cacti garden that I planted on a video. It's in here doing well. And then my very large, long rat tail cactus is up there. Some cuttings of my big rickrack, those are for Pam. And then a burrow's tail, that is Libby's burrow's tail. And then this, oh, I hate reaching past this, I'm getting stuck. Oh, I love this plant. Oh, I hate this light though, it's yellow. Okay, so this is a red log peperomia, and I love the colors of this thing. When it's a sunny day and you see this against the window, it's just the prettiest thing ever. It's so wild and crazy, but just so cool. It started out as like the tiniest little piece like this, and now it's this crazy weird wonky thing. And I keep it up here because, let me just tell you, when the sun is shining in, that thing, the colors are crazy. And here we go with my hairy stem ripsalis. And that, I think, is it for that window. And I just have this cool, like, red tooth aloe that I've had for a long time. Oh, and a cacti painting I did. That's in acrylic. And then here is my, I had done a video of the weirdest things on Amazon. I bought that for that, and that holds my glasses when I'm not wearing them. And then just this fernwood sansevieria. Oh, and my little African violet plants that I started from leaf cuttings. I need to get them in little self-watering pots, but they're cute. Those are miniatures. Those are miniatures. And a variegated one that's a miniature, I think. I don't know. I don't understand. Yes, okay, that's that. Let's move to my bedroom and we'll be done. Oh, this thing. Ugh. Okay, so this is basically a litter box for dogs. I was really hoping I could get the dogs to use this. It's turf, right? And you lift up the turf and it's like this, and then there's that, and then there's a tray and the pee goes in there, right? And I cannot get them to use it. They refuse. I don't know how to train them to use this. It would be like pee pad training, but they've never done that either. So this thing is humongous. I mean, look, if anyone has any ideas on how to train them to use that. I mean, I've been training dogs and stuff forever, but I cannot train them to go to the bathroom on that thing. I'll be able to poop anywhere else in the house, but he won't poop on that. Okay. And now, where the magic will probably never happen, my bedroom. I realized when I was moving out, the magic never happened in my old place. Not a single time. That tells you how long it's been. I was there for a really long time. Okay, here are my marathon medals. Yep. This old fat girl ran 4 full marathons. Okay, so I have this shelf next to my bed and my cheese head. So up here I have my oxalis. It seems to like get up here. I don't know how it'll do long term, but I love that oxalis. It blooms all of the time. It was always just sitting in my north window at my old place, which was pretty dark, and always did well. But I don't know, I stuck it up there and it still seems to like the light. We'll see how it does. My watermelon peperomia, which started as a single leaf propagation, and the only watermelon peperomia I've ever been able to keep alive, like looking good, and it's blooming. And the only reason I can is because it's in this self-watering pot, which I guess is an African violet pot. Oh, there's not much water in there. This place must be so dry. Okay, and then another little burl marks, which was given to me by a subscriber. And then my little alocasia black velvet. Black velvet! And then down on this shelf, 2 little Rex begonias. They're my only 2 Rex. I'm not a huge Rex begonia fan, I gotta tell you. I really prefer my tuberous, well, I know they're tuberous, but my the ones that people think are more challenging than Rex are the ones I really like. I don't know, they're beautiful, and some of them are stunning. Like the colors and the sheen. These are beautiful. They're gorgeous. But I don't know. Just the shape of them, I'm not crazy about them. That's my favorite little tiny Thanksgiving cactus that I started from a 3-segment cutting. It already bloomed. This little fried up thing is a philodendron hope. God, you're so dry too. I just watered you. But I started it from seed in the arrow garden, and it's having a hard time adjusting to soil. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh yeah, because there's a new leaf already. It'll be fine. But it didn't like the adjustment. And then this beauty, my variegated syngonium, the syngonium elbow, or variegata, Mocha from Mocha Based gave me that when we met up in St. Louis when I took Libby on a college tour. And those cuttings are finally making new babies. Look. So it's finally growing. And then up here, it's a memorial watercolor I did for my twins a long time ago. Those are their things. This is another fern that I dug up a bunch of ferns from underneath the, you know what I keep saying, I can't talk. This was Rolly's working best, my pit bull who could tell when I was going to have a seizure. So he was my medical alert dog and his collar. Okay, and then I have my little greenhouse. I will unzip it really fast and show you what's in there. If you're still watching this, you deserve a marathon medal too. Alright, so in here right now I have the tiny little empty humidifier that I unboxed on a video. I've got some little begonias that are starting. Well, that one isn't starting. It isn't starting at all. Okay, my pink princess cuttings that I just took are doing well. That one. Probably gonna list those for sale unless anyone wants to make an offer. This is a really cool Syngonium macrophyllum from Houseplant Heather. It's growing a big new leaf. This is a tiny little baby from a leaf cutting. Oh, one of my begonias. Leaf propagation I did of my, if I can get some light, of my tiger paw begonia. Another leaf propagation of my big racinifolia. It's got a tiny little baby coming. This gorgeous beast, look. Oh no, don't look at that because you can't see it. Hoya Sunrise was a housewarming gift from my friend Dylan. Look at that. Just working on getting some roots on it. And down here, I chopped up my big, huge, wide leaf form Adansonii into tons of little cuttings, and I'm just rooting it to make it a more compact plant because it was humongous. I just couldn't deal with it. Had I known I was going to be in a huge place, I wouldn't have done that. And then my little bipennifolium was really long. The stem was just really long before the first leaves, so I cut it. And I think it's well rooted. I can probably pot that up. Oh, and then I decided to try propagating some of my string hearts this way by winding it around. I usually do the butterfly method, but I figured why not? I've got so much, and it seems to be doing okay. That is some Cuban oregano cuttings that I'm sending off to Pam soon, and a little curly spider plant baby. Oh, Marble Queen, pot of Marble Queen cuttings, and that's it. Okay, let's get out of the greenhouse. Everything needs water, holy cow. Okay, this window. It's another one with the big wide stuff. Up here, I don't have my light in here, you're not gonna be able to see, but that is one of the Syndapsis pictus, I don't know which one. Up there is the huge Cuban oregano. You just saw a cutting of it, so you can see what it looked like. But it has really, really, really fuzzy teddy bear soft leaves. Here is my Hoya Hindu rope, the compacta variegata, and it's looking beautiful. So that's there. This is just my regular Hoya carnosa. It's a little splashy. It's so pretty. It grows like in just an insane amount. This is a Peperomia scandens that I almost threw out many times, and then all of a sudden it just started growing like crazy, so I kept it, but I've had that forever. And then this one is a Euphorbia. Shoot, don't ask me. Inhara, something like that. Anyway, it's adjusting to move. It's lost a couple of leaves, a little of its color. It's just, I think it's in a little less light than it used to be. Just a little Peperomia in a mug I painted. And then my big regal shield is up here. Okay, so that's that window. And then I got this Norfolk pine for our new place. I'm trying to go really fast at this point. Okay, down here is one of the spider babies, a different kind. I have like 4 different varieties of spider plants. This one was little babies. I think this is just a little, it looks like a Tradescantia, but it just rode along when I dug this up from where? The ground underneath the greenhouse benches. Okay, up here is my pencil cactus and my whalefin sansevieria, and then this China doll, which I also grew from seed in my arrow garden, and it has had no trouble transitioning to soil. I did that the same time as that philodendron, and I thought of all things this one was gonna freak out, but no. Crazy, right? Here's my curly, my Bonnie spider plant. And then this beautiful thing is my huge, it's an elephant bush, but it's a different one. It's got these gorgeous lime green leaves with bright red stems, like hot pink stems. And it has grown so big. That's like a huge pot. I love that plant. It was nowhere near that big when I got it in the springtime. And then this little like silver Peperomia ripple back there is one of our favorites. It's just the ogre ear like jade, but it was a tiny little baby when we got it, and now it's grown really big, and I'm not gonna risk bumping this burrow's tail to show you. So that is the burrow's tail, and you know they're fragile, so I'm not gonna move it around, but it has grown really long. Look at that. And it's grown little offshoots. I mean, this thing, we got it at a farmer's market, I think 2 summers, not this summer, but the summer before. And it was like maybe this long of that shoot. And now look at it. Like crazy, crazy. Okay, so that's everything in that window. So this, I have a little humidifier there. And then, oh, and then over my bed, instead of a headboard, I have that propagation station that I made with the branch, and I made some wire hangers and macrame hangers for the different little thrifted bottles. So I thought I will put some cuttings in there to put some greenery on that wall. Okay, so that's that. A lot of special like memory things, like my dad made that radio. It's really old. I can't get it to work. I've tried to have it fixed, but apparently it can't be fixed. I don't know. And various things. Oh, and I did that painting too for my senior show in college. Watercolor also. Okay, so there you have it. Then the girls' room, I can't show you because it's a mess and they'd kill me, but it's even bigger, like way bigger than this. It's at least twice as big as this room. Okay, that's that. Did you make it? I barely did. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this marathon new place and newly moved plant tour. We very much appreciate it. It's been an adventure, an exhausting adventure, but we did it. So I am going to sit down, find something to eat. I don't know if I have any food here. I don't know, I'll figure that out. I really need to find some more plants. I need some medium light and low light plants. Yeah, which is funny, but I do. I need to add some greenery to the different areas so it doesn't look weird. But overall, I'm so pleased at how it turned out, and God, I'm so grateful it's done. And I am so grateful for all of the support and kindness and generosity of people out there. You guys are amazing. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. So we say, as always, you have a plantastic day. And all of the other things we say, you know, about the crack, don't do it, and the mask, wear it, the breath, hold it, all of that stuff. Don't move, just don't move. Stay where you are. Trust me, stay where you are. Unless you have squirrels in the attic and an asshole neighbor. I mean, not neighbor, asshole landlord. Then move. But, oh God, try not to. Okay, bye.